Hello, everybody. Hey, Liv.
Hey, Selena. Hey, ladies. Welcome to the challenge. Welcome to the challenge. Hey, hey, hey. Okay. Let me not let my ratchetity show up today. Um but welcome, ladies. Welcome to the Identity Unlocked Embrace Challenge for Women's Month.
I just
Okay.
can't believe we're even here in
I
this
know.
space. Like, can I just start with the fact that I remember when this was just a thought? I remember when Identity Unlocked was just a thought,
Mhm. Yeah,
period. I
yeah,
remember calling Liv with this excitement, like, oh my God. And she's telling me what God is telling her to do, and God is telling me what to do. And then
yeah,
I'm like, man, we're like, well, let's do this together. And what do
yeah.
we call it? And the Lord said, Identity Unlocked. And we're,
There was some convincing there, but at the end of the day, we came into agreement because how can two walk together unless they agree, right?
amen.
Uh,
And, I
but
was already gung ho.
I
So
know you were like I didn't. I was like,
me, I'm like, let's
that's
go.
the brand strategist and designer in me was like, is that the right name? Does that have a? But we agreed, and here we are. And this thing started back sometime last year. We hosted an event called Identity Unlock Experience, which we are hoping to take on the road soon, but not before we get through this challenge. Okay. Um, but this it started back in November, well, before November, but we actually hosted our first
October.
event in
Mhm.
November for Identity Unlocked, and it was amazing. The impact, the influence, the level of healing that went forth is honestly just, and honestly, it blew my mind. I'm still in awe about how God moved through that event. And Selena, your mute went back on. Um, but it was just purely amazing. And so here we are. And the funny thing is, even as Selena, as you were just introducing that, as you were introducing, it made me think about how when you do something, other people, and you begin to testify and talk about the journey of it, it encourages other people to say, man, if they could do it, then why can't I do it?
Yeah.
So just like there are thoughts that you have in your mind, it's the same way that something that was just a thought but can now become a manifestation in
Yeah.
its actual tangible form.
That's so
You just gotta walk it out and trust that God entrusted you with that idea enough to allow to show you the step by step process. So I ain't sure I was about to go in, but I think that was very important to just highlight because sometimes people
good.
see the end of a thing, they don't know the beginning and the process
Mhm.
um that it took to get there. They
Yeah.
just see how successful things are sometimes, and I think we don't show the
The
back
back,
footage.
the back end.
Yeah, we don't
Mhm.
show the back end enough to even talk
Absolutely.
about the warfare that went on.
Man,
you know
the different trials and tribulations, the losses, the second guessing, if you're hearing God,
Yeah,
is this for real? Like, do you really want me to do this? And let's just be honest, do I truly trust God to take me through this?
that's right.
And
That's
even when we talk about the title of Identity Unlocked, in order for us to talk about identity, we've definitely had to go through some things to know who we are
for
in
sure.
order to be sitting here. So,
That's right.
yeah, I love the fact of we're in this place in our lives where transparency, testimony, encouragement, and being the evidence of what God has brought us to and brought us through.
That's
I
right.
think it's very important for us to share with everyone
Yeah,
that He
yeah.
brings.
Yeah, I agree. I think sometimes we just look at like the struggles with identity being what we see on the external side.
Mhm.
Because we like to talk about, especially in communities that I've come from and I've had to help and assist and also be a part of, like the LGBT community, right? We
Yeah.
see the identity issues on the external, but we're never talking about the people that really are struggling internally with what God just called
Yeah.
them, with the title that God gave them, in his word, royal priest, fearfully and wonderfully made. We struggle with that. We struggle with the authority and the power that God has given us so much that we don't embrace what He's called us and what He's told us to do to begin to walk out where He's trying to get us to go. And so, really, and I think that's a segue because that's literally why we started this challenge.
Definitely. We wanted to come on here, of course, to first welcome you and just thank you for even believing the God in us, not necessarily us, but the God in us. And the
Mhm.
fact that you selected to be in this space, because let's be honest, you could be anywhere. But God led you here. And so
Yeah,
we're eternally grateful for that. And so we're really excited about this week. We're excited about this month. And so
yeah,
we wanted to come on and welcome you guys and just talk to you a little bit about what you're going to get in
yeah,
the Embrace Challenge.
yeah, yeah. So real quick before I even go into like the whole, I sent a whole message yesterday, which was long. I know it was long, but I really wanted to be detailed so that there was not anything left out and that no one would be wondering, well, what's going on. I think that's the worst thing you can do is to be in a group setting and then not to have every instruction,
Right.
because I don't want anybody to feel like they're left out or that they've missed some details. Um, but I really want to um, really highlight what not only what you're going to get like through activity, but what we're expecting you to get out of this opportunity. Um, it's my heart. My heart has always been for women who don't who are sitting down and have not quite gotten up, who've been hit by life and they haven't got up, who don't quite understand how powerful and valuable they are, and who also just needs that extra push to be ignited. I think so many women are sitting on so many gifts. They're sitting on so much knowledge, so much wisdom, and because life hits you and punches you in all kind of ways, sometimes we just stay still way too long.
Yeah.
And so it's always my desire to really help you do that pushing,
Uh-huh.
to make you see, to help you see how amazing you are, how wonderful you are, how powerful you are, how you don't need any more validation, and how God is really saying, "Hey, like get your footing and go. Like I need you to go."
That's
So I'm able to see that, and He's allowed me and charged me with the assignment and responsibility to help push.
that's
So that's part of what I'm expecting you to get is to be pushed, for you to be ignited, and for you to be equipped, and for you to go out. That's what I'm expecting for you to get.
so on my end, I can see what the barriers are. I can see what the barriers are that's holding you back from kind of sticking your foot out. I've even helped people who are they're deep in ministry, they prophesying and delivering people and doing
Mhm.
all these things, but they still have a struggle to really step out fully in their assignment. And so I can help to help you see, well, what is that barrier? Is it
Mhm.
a certain level of fear? And sometimes it's fears that you don't even know is a fear. So I can help you to identify that. Is it that you don't think that you're qualified enough? Even though you can quote the scripture, the fact that you are qualified, or you could quote that you're qualified because God qualifies you, but you still don't believe it in your heart. It all makes sense here, but the issue is with the heart, because from the heart is where we feel feelings and we think thoughts. It's
Right.
our heart that makes us step out to do the things that we need to do and we're called to do. And sometimes we don't.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll say this, the beautiful thing about Selena and I is that we're multifaceted. We both actually can help in both areas. It's just we're stronger in other areas than the other. Like she's very strong in the counseling place. She can dig up those where she can see those things. And the other side, she can also give you clarity on your next steps by step process, because she understands that some of those things that you struggle with are from your inconsistency and that you kind of are like tiptoeing on out there. So she's like, yeah, I can see that. As well with me, I'm going to push you. I'm going to help you get the clarity. I'm going to help you where you don't know where to start. I'm going to help identify those things for you, but I can also see where you struggle with that. And that's actually how me and Selena married our businesses, because I was dealing with coaching clients and recognizing that they struggled heavily with not going out. They were extremely qualified, but
Yeah.
they were struggling. And so I was counseling. And I'm like, wait, this ain't what you signed up. This ain't what I signed up for. I don't have the capacity for this right this second, because I'm in coaching mode. And so I'm like, look, you need to go to Selena. And so that's really how this whole thing even got married. So so yeah. That's what we're expecting. So I do want to go into, of course, what you can expect in this challenge. You want to start, Selena, or you want me to go through this whole list?
You can go through the whole list.
Okay. All right. So first things first, we talked to y'all about what you can expect to get out of the overhead of the challenge. And let me just say this. This is a challenge. I know there's some challenges you see out there on the internet that's, oh, that's a cute 3-day challenge. No, this is not a cute challenge. This is really something that's going to stretch you and challenge you. We did not use that word challenge loosely because if
Mhm.
we have to be honest, many of y'all have been picking up things and putting them down and being very inconsistent. Y'all struggle with confidence, and this thing is to push y'all, to push you out of your comfort zone. And so we really heavily want you to do the homework. We really want you to be mindful of other people, because it's going to be also by your faith and by your strength that somebody else feels they can be pulled because they see you doing the work, right? And so there's, we have a whole community available to you all. And so if you have an issue, post it. Somebody can comment on it because they might not be having that issue and they might be able to help you in that area. And so we really want to like really highlight that. Like, this is a
Yeah.
real challenge.
It really is because, and here's something that even with people I counsel, you have to show up for you. It's
Mhm.
important that you can be transparent, that you can even be vulnerable and share your testimony, because that can encourage your sister who is
Right.
also, like Liv said, on this journey. So it's going to be very, very important that you're consistent,
Mhm.
because you don't know who's watching you that you're going to help uplift. So it
Exactly.
is a challenge, especially for someone like she said who struggles with being inconsistent, or if you're fearful. We're just going to be here to encourage you. So it's very important that, one, you do the work, that you show up, that you are transparent in
Mhm.
this journey.
That's right. This is a community for a reason. We are accountability community for a reason, so that you can share, and also to make so that others know that everybody's at different levels. That everybody's coming in at different places and different levels. And guess what? That's okay. And it might be the thing that you have that might help someone else move forward. Okay. So today, of course, is Monday. This is meant to be the introduction video, but today, um, we've already received your assignments, right? So kudos to y'all. I wish I had one of them things like, the confetti, but kudos to y'all for finishing all of y'all's assignments. Those are going to those and I'm going to figure out another way to do that, because I see that some of y'all struggle with uploading those. I'll figure out another way, and I'll post it sometime this week. But thank you for sending those out. Those monthly and weekly forms are going to help us actually um, conduct your counseling and coaching sessions. And they're also going to help us identify what we need to teach. While we have ideas of what we're going to teach, it'll help us really kind of like target those different areas that y'all are struggling with, or that y'all are, being tripped up on. So thank you for filling those out. We will have you all fill those out weekly, on a weekly basis. So next Monday, you'll fill it out again, and so forth. On Wednesdays, you want to talk about the Wednesday session, this coming
Yeah,
up?
I'm excited about the deep dive.
Okay.
I remember the deep dive it'll either be live or it'll be a video drop. So you'll see that there's a schedule there that shows you which days will be live and which days that we'll just drop a video teaching. Some of the teachings will be both of us together, and some may be just us individually. When we started Identity Unlock, I was telling Liv that God wants us to dig deeper, even in what we taught live. So now, as we talk about how to identify some of your struggles with identity, now I'm going to go a little bit deeper into that. Who is God's character? What is God's character? Who does he say you are? Let's start with what I would consider the basics. And that is, you have to know truly who God is, and what his characteristics are, in order to understand who you are, because we're image bearers of Christ. And yes, I'm sure a lot of us know this, and it may even sound repetitive, but again, it's here. But is it here? Because
Yeah.
here is where the action comes from. So you can sit here all day and say, well, I know God who God is. Yeah, but if you do, then you walk that thing out. And so we're going to dig a little deeper on a couple topics.
Yeah. And We'll also, so while we'll be checking on the identity portion, the heart issues, we'll also, because we do know there are people that come in at different levels, we'll also be making sure that we walk you through some of the goals that you have in some of these conversations. Because there's some of you that's launching things, and we want to make sure that you have the tools to do that. At the end of this, we want to see fruit. At the end of it, we want to see fruit. And so it's not just heart fruit. I want to actually see fruit. I want to see you doing your videos. I want to see you having the confidence to move in those things. I want to see you posting more on social media, if that's what it's called. I want to see you starting really moving in that ministry with your husband, if that's what the Lord told you to do, because now you feel like you have the resources and the footing to do so. And so you'll be able to find, if you look back, go back to the pin thread where I first posted this, you'll actually see that the day that every other week is alive at 6:30. If that is an issue with anybody's time, please know that we will give you a replay. But we made sure, because we know some of you are working women, actually in an office, we wanted to make sure that we kind of changed it up for you, and for those who could be live. And so every other week at 6:30, it'll be on Zoom. This Saturday, now if this is a conflict with anybody's schedule, please let us know. But this Saturday at 11, and we promise to not hold you long, we're going to do conversations and coffee, or coffee and conversations. You can have your favorite drink, your favorite like coffee or tea. We're going to hop on a Zoom, and we're going to have that girl talk. We're going to do a small Bible study. And we're going to really like talk about the study plus other things amongst that. All right. And so it's not just the Bible study, but it's kind of like we'll build off of the Bible study on moving out into your identity. What does it even look like to do that? How to move in it? Where has God called you? We'll begin to target some things like that. And that'll be that'll be this Saturday. And then on the 25th, Selena, you want to talk about the 25th event?
Yes, so the 25th will be an in-person event in Cleveland. And so we'll come up with the location around 5:30, and this will be open to other women as well. And what we want to do is we want to just pour into one another, fellowship, and just have different topics to discuss. We're really, really excited about this. So if you are in another city, we would love for you to be able to maybe come up and join us for this. So we're letting you know now that it's the 25th of the month. So if time allows and you can come to Cleveland to come hang with us, we would just love to have you in the space. But we just want to pour into one another. We just want to spend time in fellowship and talk about where you are, and just have, girl chat.
Yeah. We wanted to cultivate an experience where women can get together, because all of you are leaders. All of you are leaders. And it's so often that leaders don't get what they need. They constantly are pouring, whether it's in private or whether it's in public, and you're not getting poured into. And so we wanted to make sure we cultivated an atmosphere and an experience to where that is happening. And so at this dinner, we're going to make sure we're going to prophesy to each other. We're going to talk about some of the things that we struggle with, and we're going to have a topic of discussion. We're going to eat. And we expect y'all to dress cute and come cute. Okay. So if you ain't wore them heels in the last 3 years because of COVID, baby, you better whip them heels out. You better put that lip on, because we're going to be cute. We're going to be cute.
Yes.
Amen.
Be cute. So
Amen.
Just be prepared for that. We've given you well enough in advance, so it's not a surprise. So come cute and come ready.
That's right. Last thing, I think this is the last thing. We have our one-on-ones. And so the one-on-ones are meant to hold your hand as we are going through those. Oh, I'm sorry, there's two things. Are meant to hold your hand during the process. The one-on-ones are 15 minutes. You get 2 of them with Selena, you get 2 of them with me. So you get 2 coaching and 2 counseling. And I don't care if you don't think you need counseling. I can guarantee you that we all need counseling. And so use those opportunities with her to begin to dig deep into some of the things that you've been dealing with. So that's why those assignments are important. Even the bingo is important, because that bingo was really literally designed to begin to identify some of the issues that you struggle with.
Yes.
Both in the heart as also in your call and the thing that God has called you to do. And so we want to make sure that we tackle those as well. And so going back so we'll actually include links, right, Selena?
Yes.
We'll include links. They'll be pinned in the thread. One with Selena's her link where you
scheduling.
can schedule her, and then there'll be a link where you can schedule for me. Selena's days is Thursdays.
Yes, Thursdays from 6 to 7. So you can schedule your 15 minutes anywhere within that 6 to 7 window. And like we said, we will post the link sometime this evening so that you can go and schedule that time.
Right. And mine is Friday because I don't want to give you coaching without getting counseling first. And so Friday between 12:30 and 2:30. If anybody schedule conflicts, I'm more than happy to open up another time for that. But that is my hard time. And it's very like I want it to be that day only because Selena's day is Thursday. And so I do want to be open to other people's schedules. But if there's another time that you need and you can't fit that 15-minute time in, even though some of y'all be on y'all phones for 15 minutes scrolling on social media while you at work, but that ain't my business. Uh, then let me know. Please let me know. I promise that I'll open up some more time for you. But in all of that, the other assignment that we're doing, and I forgot to mention this early, is the bingo. The bingo, I would say I'm not pressing anybody to finish all 12 slots, but it would be a challenge to finish all 12 slots because some of those things are very personal. And plus, you're gonna get a gift. The first person that finishes the bingo is gonna get a gift. And I'm not, and I'm gonna say this: don't make it the easy things. I don't even think I put any easy things in one line.
I don't think so.
But I challenge you to do it, and that we're trusting that you have really finished that thing, and that we want to see like the proof of it.
Yeah.
And so feel free to begin to tag those things in the threads when you finish or completed one of the bingo spots. I'm sorry, ain't no free spot. However, however, we definitely are admonishing you to, try to finish as many of those spots as possible,
Yeah.
um, because it would be for your benefit. So, yeah, get those. So, and even if you need to go back and begin to look at some of your assignments that you posted today, like, man, I didn't set high enough goals for these monthly goals. Like, I didn't know what I was getting into. If you need
Yeah.
to do that, go back, because when I say I'm looking for fruit, like I want to see something actually begin to be cultivated and something actually being, produced and birthed out of this challenge. That's what I want to see. I'm not going to rush anybody to do anything or anything like that, because we trust God and His plan and how He's directing your steps. But if some of us are honest, some of us are a little bit behind. And I know one of the things that I kept hearing God say is that His daughters, especially all His kids, but I'm called so His daughters. It's time for us to embrace our identities because we don't have. I ain't about to scare y'all with the whole end time thing. I'm just saying we need to. It's time.
It
It's
is.
time to begin to walk that thing out. So that's really all I got. Do you have anything else, Selena?
So I apologize for Elijah, but if you all know, I do have a son with autism, and so he will spring in every once in a while. I try not to. So welcome, Elijah. But no, other than that, I think that we've covered everything. We are so excited and so eternally grateful that you all have made the decision and the choice to join us on this journey and in
Yeah.
this challenge.
Yeah. All right. Well, we love you all. Comment on this video. Let us know what y'all think. If y'all excited, we want to hear y'all excited. If you still have people that you want to invite because you know that they'll benefit from this challenge, invite them. Because let me say this: with what we're giving, and I hate to do this, but what we're giving is worth so much more than $60. I
Yes.
know it. And because of that, we're like, listen, if y'all can get as many people in here as y'all can, get them, because I don't know the next time we'll offer like what we're doing this, with the exception of something that we'll introduce to y'all in a few weeks, which might have something to do with it might round with Slimbership, okay, a monthly Slimbership, and but we'll see.
Yeah.
So anywho, thank you all for watching. We love y'all. Thank you for signing up, and we pray that y'all have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Bye.